Hi everyone, my name is Fraser Gordon, and this is the MobiSlyder from Glidetrack. I'm challenging myself to film this entire thing on the iPhone 4. I've not got a 4S yet, just waiting to get that one. I am a professional filmmaker, it's what I do for a living, and I was given this kindly by Glidetrack. I've used their products in the past and they've been absolutely fantastic, and this one's no different, I should expect. As you can tell, nice, solid, steady packaging, which is great. This actually comes a lot better than the normal products that you see off the shelf, especially when it comes to sliders, etc. The box has got all the wee instructions along the side. And then you see the slider itself inside the box. So let's get it open. Okay, now I was gonna just show you this unboxed, but it's one of those magical boxes that I'm actually struggling to get open. It's actually that well packaged. It's like I'm literally pulling on it to try and get it out, but I can't. It's very well done. There's all the wee tabs just along here. So I'm just gonna undo these. And now let's see if I can get it out. Okay, that's it, actually out of the black box now. As you can see, both sides of the packaging solid. It's good weight cardboard in there, and then we have the main slider itself still encased within this plastic here, which is good. It's like the normal packaging that you get on, say, like an Xbox 360 controller, but instead of you having to razor wire your fingers, you just fold it open. And then your slider is sitting there for you, ready to take. So let's just get this guy out now. Okay, so now we've actually got it out of the packaging. There was the two green parts down the side of the packaging, and that inside there we have these packets, which are all the various mounts, and we also have this as well, which is the actual camera mount itself, and also the instructions. So let's get these mounts out and have a look at them, shall we? Okay, here you can see all the mounts out of their packaging now. Now what we have here is we have the actual camera mount itself, followed by 3M ball head. Then we have 1/4" screw and a 1/4" screw on a ball head, followed by the articulated arm and friction pads. Now I've noticed online that there has been a few people saying that the movement of the MobiSlyder is not smooth. Now if you actually read the instructions, there's a great instruction list here. It shows you all the parts, how to set it up, what to do, and a contact us part as well, which is just here. But if you are on number 1, which is your checklist, there is a section that says friction pads. We supply 2 interchangeable friction pads with your MobiSlyder. You have 3 options open to you. No friction pad, remove pad, which is currently installed on the slider itself in the mount, and I'll show you how to take that out in a minute. Light friction, thinner pad already fitted. So now that's allowing a little bit of friction, and now medium friction, which is to use the thicker pad. Now the friction is an option which you get with most sliders. Well, they all have it sort of to a degree. Now you can either apply the side screw on them, which applies the brake, or it depends on the slider itself. So when you look at like the Glidetrack Hybrid, it is extremely smooth and there's very little friction, which is what I prefer personally. But the older style one, which is still great in itself, and I've done a lot of good work with that, it has a little more friction. My personal preference is lower friction. It gives a smoother movement. Now the thin pad which is installed in this, you can see I'm not even doing, there's no effort putting into this at all. No effort at all. Okay? None whatsoever. And this is the low friction. Now you can tell when you look at it, there is no movement at all, no play in the carriage itself. And I think this is great because, you know, we're able to just put this tiny little slider here and you know, take it away with us and go and do whatever we want to do. Now cameras these days, obviously they've shrunk in size and the quality is still improving. So what we're able to do is we're able to take smaller cameras, say your iPhone 4S, your iPhone 4, or maybe some of your compact digital cameras for stills, which will also shoot HD, and actually take this away abroad with you on holiday, or to the park with your kids, or wherever you want to go, and you're actually able to put together really great shots with the slider. Now the slider itself isn't automatically going to make you a great filmmaker, but it does certainly give you that extra little edge in your videos. Doesn't matter what you're making, it'll always give you that little something extra. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to have a little further closer look at the slider itself, and I'm going to take the carriage off and the two ends off, and we'll have a wee look there. Okay, now I've taken the feet here off the actual slider itself. Now the feet, these are solid rubber balls, so they give a lot of traction if you've got the product sitting on the deck. I'm giving that a fair bit of movement there. It's not really moving very far. This is a very smooth surface. Now the feet they pull off, but they are very tight on. You know, you have to give it a wee bit of muscle to get them off. Now this is the slider itself. Let me just take it alright off there. Okay, now underneath here you can see, ever so slightly, you can see it in the middle there. There is a friction pad. It's just beside the brake. There we go, there's a better view. Now that's a friction pad which comes pre-installed. This is the light friction pad. Now I know I said I wasn't a big fan of friction pads, however this feels absolutely perfect. But the friction is just the right amount, you know, so it's not completely free running on the bearings. You can have it as that if you just simply remove the pad and just have it running on the bearings itself. That would be extremely quick. And I quite like the way it's set up just now, just with a thin friction pad. It's absolutely brilliant. Now you can see as well, if you look very carefully, I don't know if we can get the shot here. Just try and zoom. I'm just doing everything on the iPhone. I'm not using any of my normal kit. There we go. Now see these marks which are on the wheels themselves. Now these are tolerance check marks. These show that all these have actually been individually checked, you know, for tolerances. So this is great. This actually shows a lot of well manufactured product right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this back on the slider itself. Doing this blind. There we go. Now as you can see, there is no movement at all on the actual slider, on the rail itself. I mean, there's no movement. The tolerance is fantastic here, and this is the head, which all your connections they attach onto. Everything bases off here. Now I'm really giving that some effort to try and get that off, and nothing is moving whatsoever. You know, there's no chance of getting that off. Because that, if you look underneath, I don't know if we'll... No, I can't because the friction pad's on. But if you remove the friction pad and have a look inside, you'll see that there's like a circlip which holds that on, nice and tight. You have real no need to actually get it off anyway, so it's nothing to really worry about. But let's actually put the slider back together, and I'll show you in action. Okay, now I know I said I was going to show you in action, but what I'm actually going to do here is I'm just going to show you me putting it together. Now you can see in the base of this, there's this wee indent here, which is manufactured into it. Now this correlates, I'm trying to get my shadow out of the way here, I'm just doing this in my kitchen. Now you can see on the actual carriage itself, it has the dot imprint there. Now this is for this to connect into, so what we're going to do is we're just going to connect this in. And you hear that click. That's it in, and I'm just going to push this back. I'm not getting that back out, not easily. And then you have the articulated arm itself. So let's just actually get the carriage now, and I'm just trying to do this blind, so bear with me if I go out of shot or screw this up. I'm not used to such small cameras. Let's just, there we go, and you hear that click, that's everything in place. Now the carriage itself is very manoeuvrable. You can change all your options, you can do what you want with it right here. You know, this is great. it's really well made. And let's just try and... I can't do it with one hand. No, not getting that with one hand. That is the actual carriage itself. Now what I'm doing is I'm just putting this together for my iPhone 4, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this together, I'm going to do a few glides with the iPhone itself. I'm not going to use any other camera. This is the iPhone 4. It's not the 4S, so there's no stability. This is not 1080p, this is going to be 720p. So you know, you can do better again with an iPhone 4S or any other small camera, because you have the options here of the mounts for the other cameras, or you can have it as well with the articulated mount here, which just snaps into place on the arm itself. And you have the 3M pad as well, so if you want to put something like a GoPro on there, or the GoPro can actually mount with the 1/4 inch mount as long as you've got the attachment. You know, if you want to use a 3M, and you can stick whatever else you want on there and make it slide. So the next shots you will actually see is the slides from the camera itself on the MobiSlyder. So there you have it, that's the MobiSlyder from Glidetrack. Now, you've seen it boxed, you've seen me unboxing it gradually, and you've actually seen some of the shots which it can produce. Now, for £100, including the VAT plus delivery wherever you're going to, this can't really be beaten on its price point, and for the quality of the product. Tolerances are good, manufacturing's great, the design's good as well. You know, I can't really say much more than it's good, it works, it does the job as it says. Now I think I should clear something up from earlier when I was trying to open the catch itself. Now I was trying to open it freehand when it was closed. Now you can't actually do that. What you actually have to do is there's the wee green button which is up here. You actually have to give that a wee press. And it just snaps open. Now I didn't realise that because I didn't read the instructions, which you always should. I just dove right in. But yeah, so the other thing as well which you can do with this, which I had a wee play around with, was actually mounting the camera on and using it as a shoulder mount. Now it's brilliant, it works well, it's good, and it stabilises your footage a lot more. So if you want to do a wee bit of walking around, or you know, you want to do some pans and you've not got a tripod, you can just use that, and it definitely stabilises the footage. Everything that I've shot today has been completely handheld on the iPhone 4, and you know, as you can tell, there's wee bits of shake here and there, slight movement side to side. I hope none of you are feeling seasick. So yeah, no, it works well. Now the advantage with this is, if you're not a full-time filmmaker, if you're not a professional or even a massive enthusiast, but you want to get into films, you want to learn about making your home movies a wee bit better, and you know, or you're young, your budget's not big for kit, you know, this is great, because this gives you a nice, easy way into making your films that extra wee bit better. So yeah, jump online, grab yourself one of the MobiSlyders. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you.